Rasta, and I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate it. I love you for coming along with me on this very precious journey of Pan-Africanism and consciousness. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kuku Shodomo, where we speak truth to power. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook and also live on Twitter, live on Instagram, and live on YouTube. Our name is 92.73 FM.
This is 3FM.
My brother, my sister, today we're going to get into so many different things as usual. Now we're taking all this from the newsreel. What is making the news? What is in the news? My brother, my sister, this is the Blakk Pot, aka Kuku Shodomo. And here we speak truth to power. We normally would not criticize, but if we must criticize, we would only just criticize to build and not to destroy. This is the Blakk Pot. Now, the very first one I want to look at today is taken from my own 3 News, the most authentic source of news online. And it says, Swami NDC youth organizer meant what he said. He is not perturbed, but, and this is the defense counsel speaking, in other words, the lawyer. I read Mr. Evans Amankwa, counsel for the Swami National Democratic Congress NDC youth organizer Razak Avolia, who has been arrested for allegedly inciting violence ahead of the 2024 general elections, has said that Razak meant whatever he said, which has resulted in his arrest. The police arrested suspect Razak Avolia following an investigation into a viral video in which he allegedly incited political violence ahead of the next general elections. The suspect is in police custody and is expected to be put before court today, Thursday, February 9, to face justice. Razak reported himself to the Central Police Command in Kumasi in the company of his lawyer, some regional party executives, and sympathizers. His lawyer told journalists on Wednesday, February 8, that they charged him with offensive conduct and we were to go to court. But unfortunately, after the statement, we realized that time has far been spent, so we agreed to go to court today, Thursday. We will cooperate with the law. We are not perturbed about the detention of our brother here. He will be in the cell till tomorrow. He is not worried. He meant what he said. He is not in any way perturbed about it. But he has no intention of destabilizing the peace of the nation. That is not his intention. My brother, my sister, that is what is going on. So, a youth organizer of a political party goes out to grant an interview, not in English, so that we could say that not too many people would even understand, but in the local dialect of Twi, the most spoken language in Ghana when it comes to local languages. And what did he say in that interview? Oh, in the last elections, the NPP killed about 8 people to get into power. When it comes to the next election in 2024, it is all right to kill at least 2 people so we can also get into power. Paraphrased. This was what he said. My brother, my sister, because the law is an ass, people would go to court and turn it inside out and defend every rot, my brother, my sister. Now we live in a country where people perpetrate violence and go free. We have said this time and again, remember when they told us that it was a do or die situation. Remember, my brother, my sister, when they said, all die be die. Remember, my brother, my sister, when a political party and its MP perpetrating violence against some ethnic group in Ghana, asking party members to pick up sticks and iron rods and beat up and hit the heads of a certain ethnic group. Yet, my brother, my sister, what did the law do about it? What did the law do about it? So once the law did nothing about it, absolutely, many more people have the audacity to go into it and perpetrate all kinds of stupid violence against our people. What kind of power do you need that means that you have to kill people every now and then? The fact that the last political party killed people in order to come into power should have actually been investigated deep down. But no investigation happened. No justice was ever, in fact, given to the families of the dead people or assassinated people. So we continue going on a spree of violence because nothing ever happens, my brother, my sister, after the violence. It hurts me so much that in this country, it looks like some people are more equal than others. Some can say all kinds of things and go scot-free. Yet, when some other people say a quarter of it, they are caught. If it's all wrong, why is there selective justice? I do not support whatever this brother said, but at the same time, I am also asking for justice for all the people who died in the last elections. And I also want justice in the case of all the people who perpetrated violence. And in one case, an investigative journalist was even killed right on the streets of Medina. My brother, my sister, if this country must move on and move in peace, we must be able to perpetrate or be seen to be perpetrating justice. Or else we will continue saying that the law is nothing but an ass. Next thing I want to look at is taken from Peace FM Online. And it says, put Okujato Ablakwa in prison for contempt. Reverend Kusi Boateng to High Court after MP kicked to ground bailiff service. I read. Secretary of the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral, Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng, a.k.a. Kwame Edujemfi, in an application has asked the High Court to cite the North Tongue Member of Parliament, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, for contempt after he kicked a court writ on the ground upon service by bailiff. According to him, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa has brought the administration of justice and the authority of the law, as well as the honorable court, into disrepute, and same ought to be punished by the court by committal to prison for contempt. He says the court's action would protect the whole administration of justice and serve as a deterrent to others. Okujeto Ablakwa kicked the court writ on the ground upon service by bailiff a few days ago. North Tongue Member of Parliament MP Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa kicked away a writ filed against him by the Secretary of the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral, Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng. Now, the order seeks to restrain him from making further public disclosures of the private information, documents, correspondence, communication, and property belonging to the applicant, and for such further order or orders as the court deems fit. Now, my brother, my sister, it looks like Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng is becoming desperate. He wants Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa behind bars no matter what, so that his dirty secret can be protected. My brother, my sister, a man has a dual identity. A man is called Victor Kusi Boateng, and at the same time is officially called Edujemfi. My brother, my sister, the MP decides to go out and question some of this. Victor Kusi Boateng as against Kwabena Edujemfi. And it looks like the man of God is so desperately in need of a closure to this issue by getting Ablakwa locked up. I am really, really disappointed. This is the first time I am seeing a man of God this renowned. A man of God who has so much respect, both here in Ghana and outside Ghana, get this desperate. You are going to court. The matter is with Shraj. What has Shraj done so far? Now the matter has gone beyond Shraj and it's in the courts. But the man of God is busily looking for an access to jail the MP so that he will sit back. These are the same people who preach forgiveness. These are the same people who say, oh, when they slap you on one cheek, turn the other one to be slapped again. These are the same hypocrites who say, forgive 77 times 7 times. Is that not what they preach from the Bible? Now, if this is what you preach, unless you tell us that it's not every portion of the Bible you believe in, or this is a special case, then I sit back and I wonder exactly what is happening. My brother, my sister, he is not even saying punish the man. He says jail the man. What kind of desperation is this? Well, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa has a response. And I'm reading this from Peace FM, I beg your pardon, Ghana Web. And he says, I am not afraid to go to prison. Ablakwa reacts to contempt of court suit. North Tongue, member of parliament Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, has responded to recent news that he has been cited for contempt of court after he kicked court documents in a viral video that started circulation last week. The lawmaker has been dragged to the court by Kwabena Edu Jemfi, alias Victor Kusi Boateng, whose court documents were kicked by Ablakwa after he sought a restraining order against the MP over recent pronouncements. Ablakwa said he has received solidarity and encouragement from a number of people and groups in the wake of the recent exposés with respect to the National Cathedral project, a country where parliamentarians carrying out their constitutional oversight mandate become victims of state-sponsored harassment, strange court injunctions, and judicial threats of imprisonment, even as double identity charlatans are protected and pampered, is definitely a nation in the dark days. Let the cowardly forces of tyranny be told that I am not one to be frightened with imprisonment, he said. Listen to this, my brother, my sister. State-sponsored tyranny, dual identity charlatans on the pulpit. My brother, my sister, these are the words of the MP, and I support this 100%. My brother, my sister, since the man was cited for dual identity, documents brought out, the government has not reacted to this officially. The National Cathedral and its board have not reacted to this. Everybody is quiet except a few men of God of repute who have decided to pull out and have asked for the dirty demonic cathedral to be closed down until the economic circumstances in this country that have gone from bad to worse, the gravity of which we don't seem to see. We as a people should never continue with this cathedral until the clouds and the storms blow over. Yet, we had no time to react to the dual-faced charlatans on the pulpit. But we are quick enough to serve court writs to a man who is only doing his parliamentary oversight duties. What a country. Hey! Well, Okujeto Ablakwa has it all. He says he's not scared to go to jail. The whole Ghana is supporting this man, except charlatans who are not patriotic, unpatriotic charlatans, people who have no respect for justice, people who have no respect for decency. They are those who will discourage the MP from doing this thing that he is doing. As for Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng, you have put yourself in a certain kind of darkness, I won't call it light, for people to disrespect you, dishonor you, denigrate you. And I don't know how long this will take for you to be able to get back into that light. Secretary of the cathedral, all of a sudden, my brother, my sister, no official release is coming from the dirty demonic cathedral to say that, oh, our secretary has been cited for dual identity. So for that matter, we are putting aside whilst investigations are going on. No, every decent outfit needs to do that. If there is a member of any outfit who is cited for a certain criminality, the onus lies on you to call the person out and ask the person to stay aside whilst investigations are going on. But because we live in a kangaroo environment, we live in a cassava republic, we live at times that we can describe as United FC judiciary. You can only sit back and say, to God be the glory. But again, kicking the writ down, kicking it left, right, and center. My brother, my sister, is it wrong? Especially in this case. We all remember how somebody took the flag of Ghana into the courts. And I'm talking about Oliver Blakk. He took this into the courts. And he was asked to bring down the flag. Can you believe this? A court in Ghana asks for the flag of Ghana to be taken down. A flag of Ghana that has been carried into the courts to give honor to the country. If I were Oliver Blakk, never would I put down that flag. It's a shame. Abuse of power. My brother, my sister, unpatriotic people. What has the judiciary done about the woman who did that? Quiet. To God be the glory. My brother, my sister, I'm going to leave it here and look at some other thing. I'm reading this from Graphic Online, and it says Ghana close to 50% cocoa processing target. And this is upon Nkrumah. He hasn't spoken in a long while. He realized that his party was taking him for, put the word in there. So, he decided to stay away from public utterances. He's a smart dude. Ghana, close to 50% cocoa processing target upon Nkrumah. And this is published by Graphic Online, the national communicator. I read, Ghana is inching closer to meet the 50% local processing target of cocoa beans produced in the country. Minister of Information, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, has hinted. He said the country was currently processing about 43% of cocoa beans locally and was therefore confident of meeting the 50% target soon. The minister said that in his keynote address at the launch of the National Chocolate Week celebrations. My brother, listen to this. Minister of Information says, oh, we are almost catching up. 50% very soon. We just left with 7% to reach there. Are they thinking about the child labor on the cocoa farms? I don't care even if you meet 200% target. As long as you use child labor on the cocoa farms, you are nothing but wicked people. You don't kill millions to make billions. My brother, my sister, Al Jazeera published it the other day that Ghana is a country that uses child labor right on our cocoa farms. The EU doled out money and gave the money to us as a people to help with our cocoa production in this country. What did we do? We took the money and sold our cocoa farms to Chinese for galamsey activities, aka illegal mining. The EU got so angry, came back and said Ghana cocoa is so polluted because of the illegal mining activities and even more. Mercury and some other such dangerous substances are in our cocoa beans. the Chinese was quick enough to say, well, we have the same variant of cocoa growing in China. If you do give us the honor, we will bring our cocoa to you so you will test and see if it is free from all the chemicals that you say Ghana has. Yet, these are the people who came to give us those dirty chemicals via their galamsey. My brother, my sister, it's an economic war. Today, Minister of Information comes out to rant. We are just about to reach 50%. What have you done with the child labor on the cocoa farms? Children who have left and abandoned school. Children who have been forced to leave school. All because of the cocoa farms. What are you doing about galamsey? Galamsey that party members are so much interested in and doing right about now. What are you doing about that? My brother, my sister, this is very, very terrible. And I sit back and I say that times like this need very, very wise answers, or else we would end up laughing on the wrong side of our mouths. It's very, very sad, my brother, my sister. But well, to God be the glory. We will say that it is not about the quantity, it's about the quality. Don't come and tell us that you're about to hit 50% cocoa production and processing. Tell us that there is quality cocoa without all the agents of disaster. And of course, tell us that child labor is no more used in there. And tell us that you are ready to become human beings rather than economic beasts. Well, my name is Blakk Rasta.